If you inspect the files in the 2010 theme, you'll notice that there are actually two sidebar files, one called sidebar.php and the other one called sidebar-footer.php. You see, you don't have to operate with just one sidebar file. You can have as many as you want, and you can use them to create different layouts and display different content depending on where the visitor is. WordPress has a custom function built in that allows you to create multiple header, sidebar, and footer files and call them at different times depending on what template you're using. So for example, if you have a site where you want to display one set of sidebar widgets when the visitor is on a single post or blog page, and another set of widgets when they're on a static page, you can create two separate sidebars, one for each template. Creating a new sidebar file is actually incredibly easy. All you have to do is grab the original sidebar file, copy it, paste it back in again, and give it a name based on a very specific naming convention, sidebar, dash, and then something. So if we're making a sidebar just for the page content, I'll call it page because it's easy to remember. You could call it sidebar-abc if you wanted to, but that wouldn't really be very descriptive. So I'll simply call it sidebar page, and now I can open that in my code editor. So I'll refresh this view again and open sidebar page. Because I now have a custom sidebar file, I can change the content that's displayed in this custom file so that it's different from the other sidebar file. What I want to do now is remove some of these widgets. So let's say I don't want the left-right widgets at all in this custom sidebar. I'll simply take that and delete it. And I also don't want the secondary sidebar. So I'll take that and delete it. So now all that's being displayed is the primary sidebar and this permanent content. I'll save that with the intention that this is now going to become the permanent sidebar for all my pages. To do that though, I have to make a small change to the page template as well. So I'll go back to my folders. I'll find the page template, which is called page. I'll pull that over, copy it, go back to my code editor, refresh the view, and open page. Now if we scroll all the way to the bottom of page, you'll see here we have the call to sidebar. It's simply called get sidebar. You'll notice we also have the call to the footer, get footer, and at the very top, get header, which calls to header. To get that custom sidebar we created, we simply go into the brackets here, say single quote, and call it page, because that points directly to the sidebar-page file. If I save that, go to my browser, and just to check it, you can see that in the regular sidebar, we see 1, 2, 3, 4 different regions. If we now go to a page, you'll see we have 1, 2. Just to be sure, I'll go back home again, and I'll click on one of the posts, and we see we still have 4 sidebars. So now we've created a new custom sidebar with custom content, and we've called that custom sidebar from the page template only. If you've been following these movies from the beginning, you should be starting to see a trend here. Nothing in WordPress is ever static. Everything is in a constant flux. And there's no reason why what is defined in the default parent theme can't be changed to do something else. Now that you see how simple it is to add new custom sidebar files and call them in a select template, just imagine how far you can take this. You can make a site where depending on what page you're on, you'd get a different sidebar with different content. You could even make a site that existed entirely of sidebars if you like. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you can. The possibilities are virtually endless.